I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Hi, everyone. It's Oops the Podcast. I'm Francis. This is Julio, my friend.
He is I. Dude, Francis said right before we started recording that he's feeling funny today. So
Oh, yeah.
no pressure, big shot.
I got some spunk and some zest. I'm going to whisk them together to create a vortex of humor.
That's nice. Wow.
How are you, dude? What's up with you?
Dude, I'm feeling good. Things are going well.
Are they?
I guess. Like, I don't know.
Well, what do you mean?
Things are going, they're just going. Like, I've actually found myself in when people are like, what have you been up to? I like don't have an answer because it's just like the same shit, which is like good, I guess, ultimately to have a routine.
Does that bum you out?
Not really. It's
Do you
fine.
wish you had something more exciting to tell them?
No, not necessarily.
Does that mean that you're happy with your life or you're just not asking yourself the tougher questions?
I am happy with my life, but I also may not be asking myself the tougher questions.
But hold on. I think that there it is great for you to just say, you know what, things are moving along, the river is flowing, and it's going along fine. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You're happy? Are you happy?
Yeah.
Happy-ish?
No, I'm happy.
Well, then that's great.
Yeah.
All right, well then we should probably think of a better way for you to answer all these horrible people who keep asking these annoying questions.
I'm bad at like answering efficiently. Like sometimes that's an opportunity to like start a work conversation, you know, especially in our sort of like spheres when people are like, what have you been up to? Like there's a way to answer that in a non-annoying way that also is like, oh, I'm doing this, this, and that.
Yeah, but these people, these comedians are not that. It's not worth giving them a real answer because if you answer confidently and really give a real update, then they might think you're being arrogant. And they, number one, and number two, they don't care. Comedians don't care.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. That's
now,
cynical.
Let me ask you the question in a better way.
Okay.
What are you the most excited about right now in your life?
Well, it's a great opportunity to plug my New York Comedy Festival show.
There you go. That is something to be excited about.
It's going to be cool. I'm still sort of ironing out the specific format, but it's going to be like some form of like a comedy show. We're going to screen all the stuff, all the sort of Rwanda footage videos. It'll probably be 15, 20 minutes worth of stuff. And then the stars of the short, Babu and Michael, are going to zoom in from Africa. We're going to talk about things that aren't covered in the video, kind of joke around, and then do like a little Q&A. So it should be a fun event. It's at Caveat, November 9th, 9:30 p.m. Link in my bio. Also on the New York Comedy Festival website.
So great. I'm going to come.
Really?
If that's okay with you.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
What night? What isn't it? What night is
Tuesday night, 9:30. We're going to have a little after party.
Oh,
Should be fun.
classic Julio. Early week. Ruin the rest of your week.
Sorry, dude. That's
All
the slot
night.
they gave me, dude.
Yeah, all night bender.
I got to get
that's great.
my cloud up for that Friday night slot.
What time will it be in Africa?
It's going to be late. So I've already talked to them about it, like being like, dude, guys, sorry about that. But so we're offering a live stream option for, you know, any of their fans over there. Cause they're like pretty big deal over there, those guys.
Huh.
I would say that via like percentage of the population, as far as notoriety is concerned, I would say they are more significant figures than I am here for sure. So hoping that maybe there are people who want to watch. And then any of you guys listening who can't make it to New York, if you want to get the live stream link, I'll have that soon.
Cool. Keep an eye out for that, guys. That'll be really fun.
Should be cool.
And also, we are going to have our live Oops the Podcast show. It's looking like December 1st is the date for that. A very easy date to remember.
In New York City.
We will have the venue and we will have the total confirmation, but that is really what it's looking like. So if you're somebody who wants to see us live, keep an eye out, mark your calendars, and look for tickets. They're going to go fast.
That is
yeah, it's a Wednesday
big
night.
Time, big time.
Nice.
Awesome. So, I mean, I would say, what are you looking forward to the most? I'm assuming it's, your engagement stuff. Is that not? I guess there's like multiple. Sorry for answering your question.
No. What?
Answering the question before I even asked it. I have assumptions, and then you can tell me what you think.
Well, here's what's
Or you
happened,
can just tell me what
Julio.
you
There's
think.
something that's happened. Okay, so I have a lot to tell you, but the first thing I want to tell you is that week that I experienced, where I went to Moon Tower Comedy Festival, and then we came home, did the engagement, we had the birthday party, all the engagement boners I was getting. It was probably the best 4 or 5 day period of my life that I've had in years.
Awesome.
I couldn't point to another sort of period of that length that has been sustained joy, happiness for that long.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where
sure.
you just feel like you're on a vacation, but you're in your own life.
Yeah. Wow.
Where all the chips are falling for you. It's as if you drank the liquid luck potion from Harry Potter. You're making all the right calls. Everything's going your way, right?
Excellent.
However, like anything, it all you gotta get back to reality at some point.
Yes.
Work beckons, duties must be tended to. And I think it was Wednesday night. No, maybe, Wednesday night of last week, where I experienced what I would call a karmic reversion to the mean.
Essentially meaning coming back down to real life.
So think
right?
about this.
That's
right?
very funny.
This idea that there's a reversion to the mean. I know it from a gambling perspective, right? Which is that, over time, if you were to flip a coin, or no, let's say that you were to win a bunch of NFL bets, right? And you think, man, I'm hot right now.
Right.
Well, maybe, okay, but the reality is that if you've won a bunch of bets, over time, gamblers lose more than 50% of the time. That's why gambling is a profitable business for Vegas and for bookmakers. So, inevitably, you're going to experience that reversion to the mean.
Mm-hmm.
Those wins are going to be evened out over time if you continue to bet with losses.
Right.
It's going to revert to the average. It's going to come back down.
Right.
There will, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So I look at that 5-day period that I experienced, knowing that the universe is going to fuck me with an equal negative 5-day period. It might not all be together, but eventually the other shoe is going to drop.
So I don't agree with that, dude. I think that it doesn't work that way for significant life things. It's like an engagement week, whatever, is something that you get to experience in life, and it doesn't mean that something negative is coming. However, I understand from the idea of like your mood, because you're so high for that coming down could feel painful or tiring or whatever. That I understand as far as like the mean resetting for like the sort of, I don't know, like how your life feels. But
Okay.
like, I don't think something bad's going to happen to you now.
Well, then hear this. Then hear this. So that Wednesday night, right? I think through Tuesday, we still had the wave of the engagement, the party, all of that.
Mhm.
Everything was great. And then on Wednesday, I had a spot in the city. I went to do it. I drove in. It was a part of the city that I'm not that familiar with. I was a little late. I saw someone pulling out of a parking spot right in front of the venue. So I just took their spot. But I didn't read the street signs carefully. And it was some kind of zone where it was right near Webster Hall. You know Webster Hall?
I do.
That concert venue that like 19-year-olds go to.
And I do.
And I guess it was an area where you had to almost be a performer at Webster Hall, or it was like a loading area. I don't even know. But it was all normal cars with no stickers or anything on it. So I just thought, okay, I didn't even, and normally I check, didn't check, did my spot, came out, I was only there 30 minutes, got a ticket. Hate to see it. $65, right? Okay, so you're starting to think, uh-oh, Here
Here
comes
we
the
go.
reversion. Here comes the karmic reversion to the mean. Now, gets worse. I'm driving home. Normally it's a 17-minute drive from around Union Square back to Dumbo, where I live. And I decide to take the Manhattan Bridge. I get halfway across the bridge.
Before you continue the story,
Yeah.
may I add something?
Yeah.
So when this is about to happen, I'm texting with Francis and I'm bitching him about how I'm about to do this show. It's a cool show, but I was the first person there, and now and they're putting me up last, and the show started an hour late. And Francis goes, "I take your bad show and I raise you."
Yeah.
What he's about to tell you, which
Yeah.
is very funny.
So I get halfway across the Manhattan Bridge, and all of a sudden we are in completely stopped traffic. I am 4 minutes from home. I can see my apartment. I can
You
see
can
it.
smell your girlfriend,
Yeah.
your fiance.
Yeah. I don't think she showers that often. I am within a stone's throw, and I can throw a stone quite far.
I'm sure.
Of my apartment, and I'm stuck on the bridge. And it's, I mean, cars would move 4 feet and then stop for 5 minutes without moving.
Oy.
Nowhere to go. And so I just sort of settle in and suck it up, start making some phone calls. I go it's 20 minutes later, I'm a third of the way, or 2/3 of the way across the bridge. I decide to switch lanes. I don't know why. Mix it up. Might as well mix it up, right?
The illusion of progress.
Yeah. So I switch lanes. Nobody minds. Nobody's going anywhere. But in order to fully switch, the car behind me lets me in. But I can't get all the way in yet. I haven't evened out. So I'm just a diagonal fish in this stream of sort of parallel fish swimming across the bridge. And I'm just waiting. Nobody's moving. We're not moving, Chris. Ryan, we're not moving. I'm in park. I am sitting in park. And out of nowhere, the car behind me smashes into the car.
Ugh.
Hits me as a stopped car. They were a stopped car, and I was a stopped car for multiple minutes.
That's the craziest.
And they hit me.
Oh my God.
So, instantly, I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. I get out of the car. They get out of the car. The girl is, how do I describe it? She's a girl who looks like she might have gone to one of those Webster Hall concerts.
Did she have blue hair?
She had pink hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, multiple
guess.
nose piercings, crazy, pink eyeliner that kind of lined out
Love
past
it,
the
love
line,
it, love
past
it.
the eye. Looked like she was wearing Jinko jeans.
Got it.
Might have gone shopping at Spencer's Gifts. That kind of a woman, right? She's young, but I wouldn't have been able to tell. Doesn't look like she's been treating herself that well. She's got a boyfriend who gets out of the passenger car, and instantly she's like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I can't believe it, man." And I go, "What happened?" She goes, "Well, you were coming across and my foot slipped off the brake." And I was like, "Coming across?
I'm
I had been coming across. I was parked."
I'm across.
Yeah.
You're across.
I guess her foot slipped off the brake, whatever. Instantly, the next thing she says, this is within the first 10 seconds of her talking, she goes, I'm unemployed right now. Things aren't going good.
No.
And I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do here?
You have car insurance, don't you? Like,
Well, we do.
Right.
We have car insurance, but I think she was on her parents' car insurance, and she's, of course, freaking out about the premiums of her parents' car insurance going up. We're out of our cars now, but nobody's mad because nobody's moving, so we're not holding up traffic.
That's crazy.
And I say, listen, why don't we get off the bridge and we'll work this out, but let me get your phone number. So she hands me her phone. I type in my phone. I text myself to make sure I have it. And now I'm in front of them, and we're still in this stop and go traffic, and we're just texting each other. And I can see her texting, behind me. And first of all, I'm like, why the fuck are you texting? You just hit me. You're texting while you're driving. Don't text behind me.
But you're texting her, I thought. Or you're just
Yeah, but
texting
I'm
her-
careful
okay,
to
fair.
only text when I've stopped again.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe she was too. Anyway, so I ask her for her insurance. I say, you know, send me a screenshot of your insurance, picture of your insurance. She does, but the lighting's kind of bad. And she keeps begging me if we can work this out some other way. Which I'm like, is that an offer for sexual favor? Like, what are you you're with your boyfriend? This isn't GTA 3. Okay. So
That's good.
we
If it was GTA 3, you just stab her in the neck.
yeah, bop, 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 bop. So we get off the bridge. By this point, you know, it's been another 25 minutes of us just inching forward. Get off the bridge. I just, by this point, I've kind of calmed down. I wasn't really even that mad, just annoyed. And I'm like, all right, well, I've got a picture of her insurance. We'll get this sorted out. And I say, you know what, we'll figure it out. If we need to do anything, I'll let you know. But for now, let's just go our separate ways. I wanted to get home. And that was that. So did I handle that correctly? Or should I have filed the police report and done the whole insurance thing?
How much damage was done?
There's no dent,
Oh.
but there are scratches, scrapes,
Yeah.
scrippity scraps.
New York City, fuck it, is what I say to that. I think you handled it right.
But that could be $500 to $1,000 from me.
Right, but why would you fix it? Just fuck it. Are the
It's
scratches
a
bad?
rental. It's a rental.
Oh, I thought it was your car.
No. We took over Sierra's parents' lease on the car.
So it's a lease. So I don't. Does that mean
When
you
our
have-
lease is up and we take this back, we're gonna get crushed.
but you have insurance.
Yeah, but I don't
If you don't
think
file a police report.
I don't think insurance. I think, and again, I could be wrong. It's like if the accident happens, you call the police, they file a police report, and then you get the other person's insurance, and you do it then and there.
Right. So, dude, it's funny. Like, I have no fucking idea because I've lived here my whole adult life. I don't own a car. Like, I've had access to cars. I've driven other people's cars. I just don't know about any of this shit. So, like, you just taught me something I didn't know.
Well,
About
I could be
if
wrong
I bring
too.
the lease back, I just assumed that it's your fucking car. You bring the lease back, like, no harm, no foul. If you have insurance or whatever, I have literally no idea. You'd always get it fixed by like someone in your town who you know or something.
So that's what this girl said. She said she'd rather that we take it to, you know, an auto body shop of someone she knows or something, and she'll just pay out of pocket whatever that is.
Oh, that sounds.
But that's it's strange because
I still think you handled it right. This is the thing that gives me a lot of anxiety with this kind of situation is the variable of what is the other person going to be like. It's one of those like rare human moments where you're forced to interact with who the fuck knows. It might be somebody who you like literally don't even speak the same language as, figuratively speaking. Like you could just be talking past each other.
yeah.
That could happen. Or like a really angry person or a person who's like blaming you when it was obviously their fault. Like that gives me so much anxiety. Knock on all the wood on earth right now that I have never been really in that situation yet. But yeah, that's what I was the most interested to hear about in this story. Have you been in an accident before?
So I've been in a couple, you know, mini fender benders.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is what this was probably, right?
yeah.
And was her car fucked up?
No, not as nothing. And also, it was a pretty beat car.
Did you shake when you were hit?
It was dramatic.
Did
It
that
was a
annoy
v-
you that her shitty car is completely fine, but your nicer car is not? Therefore, whose car is really the shitty car? They don't make them like they used to, is what I
That's
say.
a good point. Or maybe her car is so shit that you just couldn't even
You just couldn't even tell.
you couldn't even tell.
Adding shit to a pile of shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, speaking of insurance,
Dude, yeah, this is perfect. I mean,
yeah.
policy genius.
Policy genius. Yeah, fortunately, it was a stop and go traffic accident. But God, imagine if we'd been going full speed and she'd come out of nowhere and knocked me off the bridge.
And then
To my death?
and then you were dead, and your fiance would just have nothing to show for it because you don't have life insurance.
Exactly.
You may have life insurance. I don't know, but that doesn't matter because if you're thinking about getting life insurance, Policy Genius could be the easiest thing you do in October.
Yeah.
Get in there, get some insurance. There's over a dozen top insurers all in one place. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. The people who work for Policy Genius do not work for the insurance companies. They are working for you to try to get you the best deal. You could save $1,300 or more per year on life insurance by switching to Policy Genius to compare policies. And eligible applicants can get covered in as little as a week thanks to an award-winning policy option that swaps the standard medical exam requirement for a simple phone call. Francis, you love to see it.
Love to see it.
This exclusive policy was recently rated #1 by Forbes Advisor. Now head to policygenius.com to get started right now. Policy Genius, when it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right, Francis.
Sure is.
It's nice.
So, okay. Do you think that was the karmic reversion to the mean?
No,
That was God wagging his finger and saying, don't get too cocky now.
not at all. I don't think so. I don't think that we need to be punished for our life milestones. You're like, oh, I'm about to get married. I better not go outside this month.
Okay. Okay. But there's another way to look at that week, which is, I had set myself up for, everything had to run perfectly in order for me to get it all correct.
Right.
All my flights had to be on time. The shows had to go well. I had to get the ring on time. All that logistical stuff that, the odds of it all working perfectly as it didn't seem that high.
Fine. And that's fine.
And so,
But I still don't think that this was punishment for that. This is what I would say to all of my Italian family members and to people in general. In life, you have to expect these sort of inconveniences. And if you know that they're going to happen, when they happen, they're much more easy to digest. It's like the same as just dealing with change. Accept that things will change and you'll have a much easier time dealing with change. I think it's the same comes to shit like this. You're driving in New York City. You're bound to get in an accident eventually.
mm-hmm.
I don't feel like this is somehow the reversion because last week everything worked perfectly and now this is a night where it did not work perfectly.
Okay, but here's
I
my
just don't see
question.
it that way.
That's a great outlook, but do you think that you say accept that change will happen,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nice way of saying it? Is that the same as preparing for bad things to happen? And do you think that preparing yourself for bad things to happen softens the blow when they do? Or is that just a bad way to live life?
So there's a different way that so preparing for bad things to happen implies that a specific bad thing is going to happen. You can't prepare for bad things to happen because you don't know what the fuck they are. You know what I mean? If you're doing something risky, you can prepare to make it less risky or prepare for something bad to happen. If you are just living your life normally, you can expect bad things to happen at some point, but there's no real way to prepare for them because you don't know what they're going to be. So the preparation is the acceptance that they're coming, it is a part of life, and that it's okay.
Okay, but I understand there's no way to know specifically what's going to happen, right? But the instant that woman hit me, I said, okay, what the fuck? And then I remember thinking, this is the cosmic sort of brick from my J.R. Smith fadeaway 3-point heat check.
Which is, dude, for a guy who curses the day astrology was brought to the discussion forum, this is sounding very universe aware.
It's more, to me, it's more statistics.
Okay.
I take it more from almost, as I said, a gambling perspective, which is the odds of my life on a day-to-day basis being winners for so many days in a row mean that
fine. You're going to have bad days.
I'm going to have a couple loser days in a row now.
I mean, I don't know about in a row, but fine. You're not going to have all good days. So you're going to have bad days.
I'm waiting for the cold streak because that was one.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a cold streak of days. But it's okay.
I hope not, Francis.
I know.
For your sake.
Unfortunately, the way it could
Old
work
pal.
too, the other way that it could work is instead of a cold streak, it could be a colossally horrific day.
Yeah, I mean, dude, anything can happen, man.
This is bad.
It's stupid. It's just like it's wasted energy and it's provoking anxiety for yourself.
Sometimes me acknowledging this,
Helps.
to me, it almost takes the edge off the blow.
And I think we're sort of saying the same thing in our own way, which is like by saying that is your acknowledgement that every day can't be perfect, and therefore it makes you feel better. I feel
guess
this
that's
way.
right.
I feel this way when I get in a fight with someone, and then we resolve it, and I'm like, I'm gonna get in a fight with somebody again at some point in my life, and I'm just really not looking forward to it. I think I've said this before, but it is that gives me anxiety. It's I guess in the same vein.
Yeah. Well, okay. I try to maintain a positive outlook. I really do. And I'm still feeling great. I am feeling great. I'm able to enjoy the present while knowing that there may be bad things around the corner.
That's great.
I think a lot of people are not capable of doing that. If they become so fixated on the pitfalls of the next moment, then you're constantly walking on eggshells through life.
Oh, not good.
Speaking of, you know what I've been doing lately?
What?
You know what I've really been enjoying is watching men work in New York City.
Do you just walk by with your coffee?
Dude, spot on. So Dumbo is under construction as if they're rebuilding the world.
Can you hear it in your bedroom?
No,
Thank fucking God.
I know. But the whole neighborhood is teeming with men wearing hard hats, reflective vests, carrying crazy tools I've never even seen, operating heavy machinery. And these are real men. They've got dirt under their fingernails. They've got stubble. They drink their coffee black from a deli for 99 cents.
From the guy in the corner.
Yeah, they eat a sandwich for lunch, like a ham sandwich with no vegetables. That's their lunch every day.
I think that you just pulled the ham sandwich out of your ass.
Well, maybe it's turkey. Maybe, I don't know.
There's so many.
They're not eating
parts.
sweet green for lunch.
How do you know?
Because these are men.
Dude,
They're not asking for extra chickpeas. You know what I mean? With their dirty, they're not pointing at the chickpea basin with their dirty fingernails and saying, "Can I get an extra scoop of those chickpeas?"
Dude, I just worry that your like glorification of this is just starting to sound like you're like painting a picture of these guys that's like very general and like rude. You're like, they're just so simple. They don't eat greens.
Oh, I don't mean to denigrate them. No, that is not my intention. And if it comes off that way, I apologize. In a way, I actually mean to honor them. I really do.
Well, I know that that's what you're trying to do. So, I just want to make sure of that.
you know, I think that they, maybe it is a vision, but these are just salt of the earth, hardworking men than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like these men would teach me values and lessons that I have missed because I'm focused on bullshit. And they could recalibrate me if we spent half an hour shooting pool together.
Right.
Stuff like that. Whatever.
Fair. Okay.
You know, I admire these guys and I like to watch them work. And one thing that I'll do is sometimes I like to pretend as if I'm working with them. Like they were one guy, they were coming down my block. One of them had a big backhoe, a Caterpillar backhoe, the arm. You know, that you operate with the bucket. And then on a big chain from the bucket, hanging off the chain was a porta potty.
Oh shit.
And then a guy was walking ahead of it, keeping the porta potty steady. And then I was walking ahead of him on the sidewalk, and under my breath I went, "Yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yep, steady." I was sort of just like, "Come on, be part of it. I want to be part of this." That was my fantasy, to just be participating in something manly, you know, while I walked our French bulldog with my iced oat milk latte in a fucking mason jar.
That's great, dude.
And I was wearing
Keep it coming.
I had
Keep it coming.
later in the day, I walked past them to get on a city bike to ride into the city, and I wear my bike helmet out of the apartment. There's like 2 blocks.
Do you wear a helmet?
Yeah, I did.
Always?
Yeah, now I do.
When did you start?
When my sister got me the bike helmet for Christmas.
Was that this Christmas?
No, 2 Christmases ago.
Very, very good. Very nice.
If I'm in the city and I don't even realize that, then I'll just bomb around. But I'm making these big treks into the city from here on a city bike. Yeah, I wear a helmet.
I respect that.
Yeah. So I'm wearing my bike helmet, leaving my apartment, and I'm walking through these groups of guys who are, drinking their coffee and picking the dirt out of their fingernails. And they're
smoking cigs.
Yes, smoking. And they're all wearing helmets too, and there's a sign that says hard hat area, and I remember thinking, hey, just one of the boys, playing by the rules. I almost knocked it like that and went, you and me both, pal, but I didn't. I wouldn't have done that. I feel bad if I am coming off as
You're not.
condescending.
You're not now.
Because I really admire these men.
The idea of the bike helmet, that's hilarious, dude. You walk by and be like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
I even took some videos of myself doing this kind of stuff, and I might compile it into a video series or something.
This could be the next ASP, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like me working with men.
Dude, that's great.
I was in the city last thing. I saw a couple guys, because there are
Francis Ellis is one of the boys.
Yeah, fantasies or something. Man fantasies. But in the city there were
manatees.
Yeah, there's the guys who I don't even know what it is. When you see the steam coming up from the subway?
Yes.
By the way, I love that. What a lovely, cozy, seasonal thing that you see in New York. I don't know where that's coming from.
Dude, it just reminds me of like when Bruce Wayne's parents get shot outside of the opera or whatever that event was.
It was the opera.
It was the opera.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a nice city thing.
Yeah, so there were a couple guys sort of moving around cones, and then 2 of them had a clipboard, and they were looking at it and then looking up at the facade of a building. And I almost wanted to go up with them and just say, what are we looking at here? What are we looking at here?
That's hilarious.
I don't know. I just want to participate. That's all.
But dude, it's funny because like I hate those guys. And you want to know why? I know.
This guy's giving me shit for saying they got dirt in their fingernails. Tell us how you really feel.
I hate them because at 7:30 in the morning,
jackhammering
begins directly outside my window. And it's so acute that it shakes my bed.
Yeah.
And dude, everywhere I go, and I can't decide what's worse, jackhammering or the sawing rock. You know the sawing rocks?
Yeah, but Julia, when are we supposed to do it?
I don't know, dude. Not at 7:30 in the morning.
When we gotta work. We gotta get this shit done. So when would you have us do it?
I quickly realized that I shouldn't be mad at you.
Yeah.
And that it's not your fault. So I don't actually hate
the
you.
union kind of restricts when we're allowed to do it.
7:30 seems night workerist.
I get what you mean. It's almost working through the night, the end of the night shift.
It's saying like for we who work at night, our sleep isn't important. Just the day workers.
I see what you mean.
7:30 a.m. Dude, my girlfriend and I both sleep with AirPods. The second that happens, we put in AirPods of white noise immediately. When we wake up an hour and a half later, we look over and we're both wearing AirPods.
Do you have an ambient noise machine?
No, but I have.
You should get one of those.
So I have it on my phone. Do you think the machine itself is much better?
Not as good. In fact, I have recommended
I think we need one for the winter.
White noise machine on the podcast before. I don't want to say the fucking name because legitimately so many people DM me and were like, what was that? I need it. I told them all individually.
We should DM them.
It's the exact type of thing. This is a brand that should be fucking sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I need to get it.
I'll let you know.
Because, dude, our air conditioner doubles as our white noise machine, but now that it's getting colder, we're gonna need to figure something out.
What are your electrical bills per month? How much you pay?
During the summer, it's like 200.
Okay, that's not bad.
And then I'm assuming in the winter it's gonna be much less. What about you?
Yeah, we're pretty good. Ours is like anywhere from 2 to 3. In the middle of the summer, it's like 350-ish.
Jesus, yeah, that's great. That's
But-
brutal.
Yeah.
Well, dude, so we got that shipment of nuts.com
Oh yeah.
a few weeks ago, and it's funny.
Nuts.com.
Dude, it's funny because I remember doing the reads initially, and we were talking about how they have everything. It's not just nuts, right? Which is very important for me because we have a nut-free household.
Yeah, nut free. No nuts.
No nuts, because obviously my the dog herself has a nut allergy. It's just gone from hill dog to the dog, dude. Dog the bounty hunter. But I took all the items that I could that did not have nuts in them, and they were just absolutely fucking delicious.
Yes.
I've been crushing the dried strawberries.
Oh,
And they're a really fun take on those sort of like party snacks that like you're used to being in your grandparents' house that are in boring packaging. They look like nobody's eating them. The nuts.com packaging just lures me in, dude.
but I also would add that the stuff that they sell and make is not boring. It's
No, not at all.
It's a new take on awesome
Yes.
snacks.
Sorry. New take on bar
Yeah.
fun party snacks.
They've got those lime plantain chips, I think.
Dude.
Oh my
so fire.
God. I love those. I've been eating the white chocolate cashews because you let me keep all the nuts.
I know. Lucky
Oh,
boy.
pounded that bag, ate all the dried mango. Really had to watch myself with the dried mango.
Francis Achilles heel.
The dried mango's a
He
problem
has,
for
he has.
me. Yeah.
Over 4,000 products to choose from.
Yeah.
How
But
crazy is that?
don't be overwhelmed though. They've got these variety packs that'll service all your needs.
Yeah, nuts.com. If you guys need some snacks that are gonna last you for a while, hit it up. New nuts.com customers get free shipping on your first order when you text oops to 64,000. So text oops to 64000 to get free shipping on your first order from nuts.com. That's oops 64,000. Terms apply, available at nuts.com/terms. So dude, after the pod last week, when we had your wife-elect on the episode,
Wife-elect.
incredible moment for the pod.
I'm so glad you brought this up. Keep going.
It was really funny because it's sort of like it became very clear, and even judging from I know her very well, obviously, right? Hearing her talk, she was in pod mode. She was rocking. She was cooking. She was doing it. She was doing her thing, and it seemed like perhaps she caught the bug a bit.
Just a taste. That's all she needed.
And Hillary had mentioned a little bit of the conversation to me, but you then quickly texted me being like, our girlfriends are having a hilarious conversation. Ask Hillary not to tell you anymore because I want to tell you about it on the pod.
Yeah.
I've been dying to hear this.
Okay. So Sierra came on the podcast. You all heard it. Many of you were very nice and commended her performance and the way that she sounds and all of that. She does have a good voice for podcasting and radio in that it's a lower register, so it's not shrieky or shrill, which is hard to listen to. But she texted Hillary and she said, "Guess what? I just went on the pod." And Hillary was like, "What?" And then Sierra said, "I just went on for 5 minutes to tell my rendition of the proposal, LOL."
Yeah, we did not tell. This was sort of like, I'm sure Francis had the idea in his head before, but we didn't I would have told Hillary if I had known before that day that we were planning to have Sierra on.
Would she have felt left out?
No.
Okay, because we can even this out.
She wants to be on. I think she'd be down to come on sometime. We'll have her on at some point.
You propose, we'll have the Hill Dog on.
We'll have Hill Dog on at some point.
Yes.
We continue.
So Sierra said, 5 minutes to tell my rendition of the proposal, not on video though. Hillary then said, OMG, all caps. That's a big deal. How do you feel? Ha ha ha. Sierra said, huge exclamation point. LOL. It was fun. We would crush an episode. You should go on and then we should do one together. And then Hillary said, ha ha ha, I'm actually laughing. And then she said, we would crush an episode so hard.
Dude, I gotta be honest, it could be really fucking funny one day to just let them do the entire episode.
Yeah.
With us like making sure that they don't.
Maybe.
And imagine they do the ad reads, dude. It's so funny. Nuts.com.
But
They'll be
Julia,
like, bird dogs, you get something.
you
I don't know
know,
what it's gonna be.
yeah. You know how we always talk often about comedians who's get into relationships with people and then their girlfriends become comedians.
Yes. It's a fear.
This is how that starts.
I know.
This is where that starts.
I know.
And listen, I am not. If Sierra came to me one day and said, "You know what? I want to try stand up. I've been writing jokes. I believe in this. I've been thinking about it a long time." I wouldn't stand in her way.
Of course not.
I would encourage her. I'm not a fucking weirdo controlling. You've got your lane. I've got my lane. I'd say good luck. You know, it's fucking brutal, but fine.
Hill Dog, I know for a fact, would never try. She'd
Okay.
go, what
but-
are you talking about?
Yeah, but a podcast. Would she start a podcast?
No way.
Really?
Yeah, she goes, I'm a private person. That stuff's for you.
Sierra was saying that same shit to
Not
me
even-
for years until this little performance.
Yeah, fine. Dude, I could be
Little
wrong.
cameo.
Totally. Hillary is a person who like knew what she wanted to do when she was 6 and like it hasn't changed.
Okay.
She's like one of those kind of people. You know how those people exist? I'm certainly not one of them.
No, nor am I.
My mind changes all the time, but she is like, this is who I am. This is what I want. When she was a little girl, she used to fantasize about being older because she felt old always. And she wanted to feel her age. Isn't that crazy? It's the only time I've ever heard something like that, which is so funny. But she ages up well, you know, and even
Yeah.
at this point where she's like no longer, you know, a teenager, but like she feels older,
Mhm.
like as far as her demeanor.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
I think I think fundamentally she's just very mature.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and sort of well adjusted and
Yeah.
speaks well and is, you know, all of that.
Yeah. No, she's great.
So again,
That's so
I thought
funny.
it was very funny because it's just that classic thing of
Yeah.
like you give a
You
mouse
never
a
know.
cookie,
Gonna want a glass of milk.
they're gonna want a podcast. So that was very funny to me. We went out to a party in the city for last Saturday, and we were in Tribeca, and we were wearing fun outfits, fun-ish outfits. I tried.
Why?
This is, you know,
Francis on Friday? Friday Francis?
yeah. So, you know, make an effort,
Yeah. I dig it.
Fran. Make an effort, you know. And it was a cool place in Tribeca. It was like a bar / lounge. That's not really entirely sure what it is, but the guy, Sierra's friend, had rented it out, and we were having a great time. It was BYOB, but they had bartenders.
Oh, cool.
And when that happens and people are just bringing in bottles of liquor, those bartenders pour you the heaviest
That's so funny. Dude.
drinks.
That's so
Because they're
funny.
basically bartending a house party.
That's classic.
That's how it feels.
Hilarious.
So we had a nice time there. We left around, I don't know, 11:30, 11:45. And I realized that we were very close to an old nightlife spot that I used to go to called Paul's Baby Grand.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it still there?
Not only is it still there, but it's exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not been there in 5 or 6 years. This
Dude,
used
2 of my friends currently work there.
who?
They're bottle waitresses.
Okay, then never mind. I wouldn't. It took me. This was a place I used to be a little bit of a scenester.
I know. Oh, I know. I've gathered that, judging by some of the tales you've told
Yeah,
from different places. We were at the Derby.
yeah. Up and down.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know. All that.
Catch.
Yeah. But it was less meatpacking and more kind of that other tier of New York nightlife that is, you're not just getting in because you pay. You have to, you know, have a friend who runs an art studio and
You have some connection.
I mean, the woman who is the ultimate version of this is Chloe Sevigny,
Right.
that actress from
Yes.
American Psycho. She was
American Horror Story.
American
Is she
Psycho.
American Psycho too? Oh, you're right. Oh my God.
She's the assistant
yeah. Holy shit.
to Christian Bale.
Also an American Horror Story.
Yeah. I saw her recently at a dinner party that was at.
Really?
Yeah. She's cool. But
Was she? You know her?
well, I've spoken to her a few times. But the reason I bring her up is that her brother runs this nightlife place, Paul Savigny.
Interesting.
Paul's baby grand.
Interesting.
So she's often there. One time I danced with Alessandra Ambrosio there.
Really?
The fucking.
I have those.
But she was like married, so we were just having fun. But
how'd you pull that off?
I didn't even know she was.
So the thing I find interesting, and they say that this is like what killed New York nightlife. I don't agree because I didn't go out in New York before this existed. But the whole bottle service culture makes it very difficult to make that interaction happen in theory. Because in theory, Alexander Ambrosio is only hanging out at her table that you can't get to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is there's a big difference between the sort of One Oak up and down
And
you
the
know,
Pauls.
all of that versus Paul's Casablanca or the Blonde or
Right.
some of these more intimate
Yeah.
lounge club hybrids that are leaning more lounge
Interesting.
because they're small
Yeah.
and the tables
Narrow.
are open to the dance floor
Mhm.
and it's not even really that clear that there's a table. It's more like a bench.
Right. Right.
So that we go up, right? And it took me a long time of playing the game, of kind of buttering up the doorman, getting to know him, being super patient, showing up with the right people, just being a total suck up to get to the point where that doorman at Paul's Baby Grand, this was back in 2014,
Mhm.
would let me in, but
Right.
I
on a
always
night
had
where
to,
you didn't have a table.
but we never had a table. But
Right.
like I would show up with one date or another guy and his date, and I'd have a date.
Right.
You
You
know.
want to be able to have that option on a Friday night to be like, it's also like a flex. It's like, oh, let's just go to this place no one can get into.
Yeah.
And then you just show up. You don't have to like do anything special. He's like, what's up? What's up, Francis? Just
Yeah.
you guys?
Yeah, exactly.
Right this way.
And even exactly. And or sometimes there's a line, you get whisked to the front of the line.
Yeah.
You get in, whatever. You feel cool, and then you stop doing it and you realize that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
But
That's how they get you.
I did like this place because the decor was really cool and the music was always great. The drinks were good, and I hadn't done this in so many years. So we're right next door. We spill out. I'm with Sierra. She's wearing a nice dress. I'm wearing a cool outfit. Whatever. I think I used to go to this place. Let's see if we can go in. She's like, really? You want to continue our night? What has gotten
What time
into
is
you?
it at this
And I'm
point?
like, engagement boners. What do you got?
What time is
Well,
it at this point?
This is 11:45.
Okay.
So we go up. It's the same guy. The same guy at
No
the door.
way.
And then he sees me. He remembers me. Now keep in mind, I would have thought that through COVID, all this nightlife venues would have massive staff changes, restructuring, might not even be around anymore. But it's the same guys. He remembers me. He lets us right in. I said,
That's
we just
great.
got engaged. He goes, I can tell, because of the looks on your faces or whatever. And he lets us right on, lifts the velvet rope.
Love it.
We go in,
Love it.
and of course, the fact that it's 11:45, there is nobody in
Right,
there.
Right. It's like early, right?
There's like 8 people milling around. The group that has to get there that early to ensure they can get in.
The people who have dinner reservation at Acme.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we go up, we get a drink. The bar is really cool. There are these 3 bartenders, but 2 of them had been there since the early days of me going.
So it was just a trip down memory
Dude,
lane.
they were looking at me. Both of them looked at me like, fuck, where do I know this guy from? And finally, after making the drinks, one of them goes, you used to come here all the time. And I did. And they both reached over and shook my hand. They instantly remembered me. And these guys are classic. I mean, they're men out of a place in time. They're out of a Hemingway novel on an island in the South Pacific or something. They make these very kind of cocktails that have fruity island themed stuff.
I
They're
love
wearing
that.
white coats with bow ties, and it was just awesome. And we danced for a little bit,
Dude, sounds like
And then
that
we-
sounds like fun.
had one drink, and we were like, okay, well, we're not going to wait around till 2 a.m. when it actually starts here.
Right.
So we went home at 12:30, and that was that. But it was fun to pretend like we were younger again.
Dude, that's fun, man. I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
The only problem with a later night like that, couple drinks, is, I definitely did wake up pretty hungover on Saturday morning. And thank God that I had the Brooklyn Roasting coffee ready to go. Thank God I had it. I had it at my fingertips. Didn't have to go out
Some
for it.
Way Tananga.
I had some, still got some Mocha Java left. I mean, they sent me a bunch of tins of that because I was so insistent on that being my favorite one. So I went upstairs and just instantly made myself a really nice
God bless you.
double or triple shot.
God bless you, pal.
Iced oat milk latte.
And cheers to the construction workers from the window.
Yeah, well,
Boys.
I wasn't gonna go out. They they're not. They're. That's our day off. To be honest with you, Saturdays we need to rest. No, but I made some coffee and it just set me straight, dude. I think a nice strong coffee on a hungover morning.
It's a really pleasant
It's
thing.
the elixir of life.
I know. When we run out of coffee, it's always like a very difficult moment
Yeah.
in the household. you know?
Sickening.
Sickening.
Feel stranded.
Dude, fucking Brooklyn Roasting Company, our favorite.
Our favorite. We love them so much. They've got a coffee of the month club. They'll send you their favorite picks specifically tailored for you. We love their gooey golly glop peanut butter, coffee peanut butter.
Delicious.
Throw some of that on a
Get in there.
little ice cream.
Don't be
Sunday, oh my Lanta. It's my favorite, man. I've been getting it back into the ice cream again, and it's all because of Brooklyn Roasting Company. We love their coffee. Promo code is OOPSBEANS. Go to brooklynroasting.com. Get some coffee. 5% off your first order. We love it. Get some coffee now.
Love it. Dude, so very quickly, I'm not going to plunge us back into wedding talk since we've actually managed to not talk about weddings this entire episode. I obviously had to break that trend, but I'm going to be brief. I had Hillary's family wedding in Virginia, in Richmond. Very fascinating town. Got to hit those national parks. Got to number 100. Feeling good, whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's a milestone.
The wedding was in the train station. The train station. Like where you would get an Amtrak train.
In Richmond?
Yes, it was sick. It
That's
was
actually really cool.
It was a sick wedding. Hillary's cousin is marrying somebody whose dad is in politics. Am I not supposed to say who he is? I don't know. He was the Speaker of the House at one point.
Wow.
In recent past. So it was like Southern, like connected. It was cool. But it reminded me of something very funny that happened at the wedding that I went to in Mississippi.
Well, I have a quick
Not
question.
Mississippi, Tennessee.
Were passengers coming in and out of the train
So,
station
dude,
while you
they paused for the 6:39 train to come by because they didn't want it to disrupt the ceremony. But then that train ended up being like 4 hours late. So at like 10 p.m. we looked over and there was just a train coming by.
Are there very few trains that service this?
I don't
station?
think so. I think it's like it was like a time, I guess, where there just like aren't a ton of trains in
Interesting.
general, but it's
Okay.
like the main train station.
Okay.
Like you would take an Amtrak train there.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty
All
crazy. But it reminded me of something funny. I was at that wedding in Tennessee. It was the middle of the summer. It was really fucking hot. And one of Hillary's friends from college was in the bridal party. So she's obviously facing us as she's standing up there and the wedding's happening, right? Now it's super fucking hot and I'm sweating. So I'm kind of like wiping my sweat off of myself. And at one point, this girl, Allie, walks up to Hillary and she goes, I really knew Julio was the one because he has a sensitive side. Like I looked over and I saw him crying and immediately I started weeping. When I saw Julio, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I was merely wiping sweat from under my eyes. I thought that was such a hilarious. I did not deny it. I was like, oh, it was beautiful.
Got to me. Yeah.
Dude. But like fully now she has this idea of me in her head based on a thing that is not real. And I'm going to let it rock forever. I'm just going to let it go.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm at a point now where I've realized how much benefit there is to be seen crying by my fiance. Like
Vulnerability.
Yeah, you get a lot of turns them on.
Right,
You
right.
get a lot of credit.
Right.
We watched Coda on Apple TV.
What's that?
Buddy. This
Apple TV Plus?
I
Or
don't
just
know.
like, oh, okay.
I'm not sure. We didn't rent it.
Oh,
It was
oh.
one of their Apple TV originals, like Ted Lasso.
Okay. Because my free trial just ended, and I can't decide if I should extend
Start a
it or
new
not.
one.
I should. It's good.
Get fire up a new Gmail ink account, whatever. This movie, Coda, it's about this girl who grows up in a deaf family, but is a brilliant singer and wants to pursue her dream of singing, but the family needs her to help them with their family business and to translate and sign for them.
Oh, cool.
Tears were streaming
Wow.
down my face. Luckily I'm not somebody who, I'm not gasping. I'm not like gurgling. It's just silent floodgates down my face. And we're on the couch. I took a big pillow and put it up as a wall of shame to sort of not let her see me. But she's like, no, I want to watch. She's not even watching the movie anymore. She's just watching
cute.
me cry.
That's cute.
And,
Dude, that's fucking
buddy,
great.
you got to watch this movie though.
We will.
Watch it together.
So, dude, Hillary is known for being like, she needs to be carried out of the movie theater on a stretcher, crying. Like, dude, literally, it'll get to the point where even like a news story will come on and it'll be about, like, there was this story on the news the other day about this little boy whose like face got eaten by a hyena, and now they're sending him to South Africa to have facial reconstruction surgery. Literally, as the story began, I just look over at Hillary and she's just immediately starting to completely lose her shit. The story hadn't even begun. And she's just crying. She goes, he's a nice boy. I'm like, all right, I have to turn the channel.
Yeah.
But she can't handle it, dude. Like anything. Like, do you see that documentary, The Mole Agent?
No.
It's really like heartwarming. Well, it's not really. It's kind of sad, but it's about this. They send this old man undercover into an old age home because one of the people suspects that they're not treating her mother right.
Oh, like
It's real.
like Happy Gilmore.
Kind of, yes, like a Happy Gilmore situation, like with Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Now you will go to sleep. All right, we'll put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my fingers hurt.
I can get you a
what's
warm
that?
glass and
What's
shut
that?
the hell up.
My fingers hurt. Oh, well, now your back's gonna hurt. So you just pulled landscaping duty.
I forgot about that one.
That's great.
So anyway, but she was just beside herself the entire movie. It's not even a movie, a documentary, but like, yeah, beside herself. But dude, have you watched Squid Games?
Buddy, we're 2 episodes in.
Oh, wow.
I am fixed.
So dude, this is the thing.
Everybody's fixed.
Everybody's fixed. I was going to recommend it to you, but I remember when I recommended The Platform to you, and it kind of has this similar like dystopian like thing to it, and they're both gory.
The Platform, yeah, that movie. Yeah, but
you were like, dude, what the fuck is this recommendation?
You know,
so I was scared to recommend Squid Games.
The Platform was so gory and so disturbing with the scenes of cannibalism.
Yeah.
That was really the only kind of thing where I said she couldn't watch it anymore because of that. And I thought this is a lot.
You were also obsessed with cannibalism at the time, which is a coincidence, which is interesting.
Yeah, but I like thinking about it. I don't like watching it.
I wasn't saying, I wasn't like calling you out.
I'm fascinated by cannibalism, but Squid Game, the game element of it, I'm sure I've heard there are some pretty gory things that happen.
I'm not going to spoil it.
We haven't gotten that far. We're only 2 episodes in, but it's one of those shows that caught the national attention with such instant and sort of meteoric pace.
It's like breaking all these records.
That
right?
it's going to become the #1 most watched TV show ever on Netflix.
Wow.
I think it might already be.
It might already
It's like
be
the
there.
#1 show in 90 countries.
Another W
is
for Korean
crazy.
culture, man.
Do you know the story about how the director and the creator, the same guy, pitched this show 10 years ago?
Yeah, I saw it in a comedian friend's Instagram caption.
Yeah, everyone passed, and he became he had no money, so he had to sell his laptop, upon which he was writing scripts, a $675 laptop. And
oh my God.
10 years later, this show gets
the biggest
made.
show ever made.
Yeah.
Dude, it's funny. I was telling my dad about it, and my dad's like me. I started telling him, he goes, say nothing else. I don't want to hear anything. Because it's true. If someone's like, I really like this episode, wait till the end, dude.
Yeah.
Like these are all versions of spoilers.
But that's
The same way the episode preview at the beginning can be.
I agree. And that's why I was going to say that once a TV show like this kicks off, you almost feel the need to watch it faster
Yeah.
because you know it's going to be impossible to avoid someone on the street, one of my buddies in the hard hats,
Totally.
giving it away. Because this is the kind of stuff we talk about when we drink our black coffee.
Dude, but there's like the initial twist that at this point has become pretty obvious what that's going to be.
Right.
I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but I already knew that, and it was such a bummer knowing that it was going to go there. That was like, and that doesn't
Okay.
have to mean anything, but like I expected the unexpected in the first episode, which when I have recommended to people who didn't, I'm jealous of the experience that they had.
Interesting.
And dude, so anyway, my dad, I literally tell him about it in the evening. The next morning, I go, "Did you watch it?" And he just texts me, "Is there season 2?" Because he had watched the entire thing.
Yeah. Wow. In one day?
Yeah.
See, yeah, I unfortunately, no matter how captivating something is now, I just get so tired that I can't.
Yeah. That's solid though.
Unless
it's
we
fun.
committed a Sunday to it.
It's fun.
We could do a full day of watching,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, Hillary, it was a little too much for Hillary, and she was happy when it was over. But I was like watching it. I would like set up Google Chromecast to watch it in the hotel at this fucking way.
Nice
That's when you
one.
know you're hooked to something.
yeah, nice one.
But it's a fun
I've started
job.
saying this. Nice one.
I like
That's
nice
my new
one.
thing. It's British.
I like
It's a
nice one.
Britishism.
That's very cute.
Nice one.
Dude, so I wanted to tell this to you before we sign off.
Okay, yeah.
So dude, I thought you would find this funny. This is called warning engagements on a birthday.
Oh, I've heard this.
So
And for the record, I'll preempt this by saying I proposed on the day of her birthday party, which was 2 days before her actual
I had that
birthday.
thought too. I was
Yeah.
like, saved by the fine
Yeah.
print. Okay, first of all, I want to tell everybody, please feel free to tell us how much you love it. Enough, all of a sudden, Francis becoming this fucking the police officer of giving us compliments. These compliments make me feel good. I need them. They keep me going.
Yeah.
Please give us compliments.
Mhm.
Hilarious.
I don't mind them.
I know,
either.
I know.
It's very sweet.
It's funny that it's become a thing.
Yeah,
You said it like one time
I know.
at like joking, and it's become a thing.
No, we really appreciate it.
Can't start an email without noting my undying love for the pod. Thank you. Huge congratulations to Francis for finally popping the question. Pressure's on, Julio. Now, on the topic of you like how I read that? Dude, it's funny to the point that question has started to annoy me so much that I actually was talking to somebody again at this wedding in Hillary's family that was like, "Oh, so the pressure must be on now, huh?"
Oh boy.
And I got like kind of snappy, and I was like, "I don't do that, dude."
Get ready.
I said, "I don't do that."
Get ready for this. Get ready for this. The outside influence, the collective will, the unwanted sort of nudges from people. It's not fun.
Not fun at all. Okay, now on the topic of engagements, I learned in college that if you propose to someone on a birthday or holiday, the ring could be seen as a gift. Per my quick Google search to make sure I wasn't making shit up, if you give an engagement ring to someone on a holiday or birthday, this means that in the eyes of a court, it could actually count as a gift rather than a gift that is conditioned upon marriage. This means that if the engagement were to go wrong, the recipient would legally be the one to keep the ring.
Wow, that is not what I thought this was
Oh,
going to
really?
be about. Not at all.
So let me finish the email and then
Yeah.
we'll talk. That being said, I have no doubt that Francis and Sierra will live to see wedding day and many happy anniversaries to come. But I would have thought that Francis' time in law school would have afforded him this knowledge. It's certainly an interesting subject that I'd love to hear both your opinions on. Did either of you know about this? Is it common knowledge? Blah, blah, blah. The girl who keeps... Oh, sorry. So I think that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the record, I think that was a day 5 lesson. I got to day 4, so I was a little shy of the of the law lesson on, I guess, ring gift shit.
So where did you think this was going, first of all?
Someone told me that if you propose on a birthday or a holiday and then it doesn't work out, you get divorced, you've effectively ruined their birthday for the rest of their lives.
Oh, whoa. That's crazy.
because it will always be
Yeah.
synonymous with the day they got divorced.
Oh my God. Wow. A lot
Or like
going on
the-
there,
you know,
dude.
yeah, and that is true. It's not something I ever would have considered or thought of. It's just, I mean, you want to talk about betting against yourself, like that's horrific. But that's why I said no. I did it 2 days before.
So I think that what you said also applies to this potentially,
Mhm.
right? If you propose on a birthday party, but not on the actual birthday, maybe the court will not
yeah,
make
but
that.
also for the record, you know, if my marriage falls apart and she doesn't give me the ring back,
You still got Nana's ring, dude.
yeah, I'm not gonna be like, you know, hey, I got divorced, but at least I got the ring back. Like at that point, you're like, fire sale, life is over. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Got to
yeah.
pick up the pieces. So
Interesting thoughts. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
that's it.
What do you got for us?
Oh boy. Well, oh yeah, I've got Albany and Hartford, Connecticut. The Funny Bones. That is October. I think it's 19th and 20th. Coming right on up. Geez, sorry.
While you're looking for that, keep your eyes peeled for not your eyes peeled. We will tell you, but also keep your eyes peeled for our Oops Live show. We will have details about that. The specific details about that soon. It's looking like December 1st. Also,
Yeah.
my New York Comedy Festival show, November 9th, 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in Albany on the October 20th. That's a Wednesday night. Come on out. I'm in Hartford, Connecticut on October 21st. The next night, come on out. And then I'm in Richmond, Virginia, where you just were.
Oh, baby.
The following weekend, that's October 28th to the 30th. Hope to see you guys all there. You can check out tickets, francisellis.com. And that's Oops the Podcast, everybody. Thank you so
Adios.
much. Send your thoughts and prayers to oopsthepodcast@gmail.com. We love you, and we'll see you soon.